Camille Tudi, and I'm the editorial director at FedScoop. I'm sitting here with Dr. Valivullah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the federal data center consolidation. What do you think about it, and what is your organization doing with regards to it?
I think the federal data center consolidation is a very good initiative, and as far as USDA and NAS is concerned, and we were successful in closing down 46 of our data centers and consolidating into 3. And it enabled us to utilize the enterprise data center that USDA, the mother agency, has set up. And you may know that FedRAMP certified, USDA data center was the first government agency to get the FedRAMP certification. So we are happy with that. And by consolidating our data centers, we were able to drive our costs way down. It was a win-win for everybody. I think it is a good initiative. I think OMB has done quite a good job in making sure the agencies are pursuing this initiative, which is a good thing for everybody.
And when it comes to portfolio stat, do you think that OMB is on the right track with that?
I think it is, and it gives visibility into programs and systems and that agencies own. Quite often, the agency does not have a very good view of how much duplication is there in that agency. By making that visible at the agency level, I think the CIO can spot duplications and hopefully consolidate and reduce the cost. I think it is going to help everyone. We are trying to lower government cost, and this is going to help the government in the long run, I think, which is a good initiative. I think private industry has been doing this for a long time. This is something not new, but I think government has to follow that and hopefully save money for the taxpayers.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that cloud computing is headed in the right direction? Do you think all agencies will eventually adopt the cloud?
I think so, because OMB has mandated that agencies should at least adapt 1 or 2 initiatives, and I think most of the agencies have migrated to cloud computing in terms of email as well as collaborative software. And USDA itself was able to migrate. By the way, that was the first agency to migrate, the cabinet level agencies to migrate to cloud email. And we were able to save about 66% of the cost. It cost about $24 per email address. And after cloud computing, it went down to $8 per email. So it's about the total cost of ownership in terms of it. We were saving about, I think we are likely to save about $600 million just in that one initiative, which is a big cost saver. And before that, we had 21 separate emails. It was a nightmare to manage. When the secretary came on board, he was not able to send an email to everybody in the agency. Secretary Vilsack took the initiative and said that we are going to consolidate that and make it efficient. I think he has done a good job.
Mm-hmm. And where do you see mobility helping federal agencies in being more efficient?
Mobility, I think, is a very good thing for everybody, private as well as public organizations. And we like to work wherever we want to work, and now there is no distinction between work and home. And you get emails everywhere and every time, so you want to be able to be accessible, and mobility really helps that in terms of mobile data management and other tools that are available, and make it more secure. Insecurity was the main concern that they had before. Right now, with the tools that are available and the identity and access management and mobile data management tools, I think they are making it easier. And also, virtual desktop interface can push those images out to the mobile devices and make that available to people wherever they are. They can choose to work, and it is going to help the organization, government, and everyone else. And there is a good work-life balance that's going to be bringing out from the mobility initiatives.
And you touched briefly on this, that the telework or remote work has great benefits. So what else can you think of other than workers being able to do their work from wherever, whenever?
I think one thing is retaining good workers, and sometimes there are family situations that demand that the worker be at home with either an ailing child or parent or someone. And these folks, when given an option, they would rather work from home. And also, it saves lots of money in terms of commuting. And take my example, and it takes me about an hour and a half one way, or an hour at least, to get to work and back. And I can save about 2 to 3 hours in a day that I could spend either working or doing work that I find to be more productive at home, instead of sitting in the traffic and getting all stressed out. It improves the productivity of the employees and also retain the employees, because when an employee leaves, it takes about 1.5 to 2.5 times of their annual salary to recruit a new employee, and also the institutional knowledge is lost. When you bring in a new employee, it takes about 3 to 5 years for them to get up to the speed of an expert who just left. So it helps everyone, and telework is a good thing that has happened to the government and also to the private industry.
Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about DevOps. What is it, and how is it going to help IT organizations?
Traditionally, there are development teams, and there are testing teams, and there are operational teams. When the development team creates a system and they hand it over to the testers and they test it, after that they give it to the staging area, and then they put it into production. The operational folks are supposed to maintain it. And there is a big gap when the development is over, completed, to getting into production. What the DevOps is kind of collapses the 2 groups or 3 groups into one, where the operational folks become a part of the team, and they work with the developers, and they understand the system very well. They are with them with the testing. Their comfort level goes up, that the transition from development to operation becomes very smooth, and the cycle time decreases, and it is very productive and very efficient way of doing business. And the wobbly initial 1 week or 2 weeks when the system goes into production, that gets eliminated or maybe reduced. Mm-hmm. So that is a very good thing that is happening, but the organizational structure still is not conducive to collapse these 2, and there needs to be some adjustment and understanding and education and training that needs to go on, so that the development team and the operation teams understand they are working as one integrated team now, not 2 separate teams. That's going to help the organization in reducing the cost and resources and time to market or time to production from development, mm-hmm. which is the other part of agile development technology. It's going to be very useful in increasing the enterprise agility.
Mm-hmm. And looking at emerging tech, so what's the next frontier when it comes to virtualization?
Going back a few years, and we have virtualized servers. We saved lots of money. And we virtualized our storage, and we did save lots of money. Then came the virtual networks. Now there is virtualized networks. What it does, there is a distinction between virtual networks and virtualized network and software-defined networks. What happens is the next stage is going to be more in terms of unified communication and also virtualized networks. There are different layers of network transport, and switches work at layer 2. And what virtualized network does is it separates the layer 2 and 3, and more of a control and everything is given to the above layer, so that there is not a whole lot of switching that takes place at layer 2. I mean, the switching takes place at layer 2, the control goes to the layer above. It is actually abstracted at a higher level. The control is better, so that you can control it by software instead of manually setting the controls at the switch. So this is going to enable lots of provisioning and easy provisioning and quick setup of networks and taking the networks up and down. So it is going to really enable efficient cloud operations and virtualized network operational environment in the future.
Well, Dr. Valivullah, thank you so much for your time and chatting with FedScoopTV.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.